All right, James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is February 12th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at all the volcanic activity today. It's going nuts, really. There's not a ton of earthquake activity, but boy, is there a lot of volcanic activity currently. We say, George, before we go on to do the report, our earthquakes, air quality, and, our volcano report, I wanted everyone to know that this judge that blocked Trump's administration's USAID grants, his wife is one of them. She gets tens of millions of dollars for her nonprofit in Ethiopia, but she lives in Washington, D.C. This is Judge John Bates. He's got more than a conflict of interest here, helping the children of hope in Ethiopia. Now, let me just say that this is crazy. He's the one that demanded the NIH grants continue, and his wife's one of the ones picking up tens of millions of dollars from one of these grants. Everyone told me, James, you don't know what you're talking about. They didn't shut off any USAID grants. Well, here's the judge that did it. Okay. And what is his name? Judge John Bates. And here's his wife. They always have a different last name, don't they? So it's hard to figure this out. But Carol Reyes is the founder of Hope for Children Ethiopia, a longtime recipient of USAID funds. And she is the founder, so she pays herself millions of dollars a year. Do you think that he wanted to have that cut off? Hopefully, I'm going to leave this for y'all. Hopefully, y'all shut this up. Doge's ass and Elon Musk and everyone else. And I will repost this with Doge, Elon Musk, and real Donald Trump. But, if we all did it, it'd be a lot better. Imagine the same judge that's making millions off this. They won't even let me unrepost. How about you let me post it first? That was wild. Elon, Reuters was paid millions. Elon, you'll never get a hold of these people. What I'm going to do is I have to do this the old-fashioned way because they're trying to screw me. I'm sure that there's so many CIA agents left at believe it or not, Twitter. Most everyone there is a CIA or FBI agent. They ran the head honcho off, but most everyone there is retired after 23 years. I got all their bios and showed them to y'all, before my 9-month suspension. Put at Elon Musk at real Donald Trump at, and this null and voids. It's a conflict of interest, right? Let's see if any of them pick it up. They're so lazy. But that's not what we're doing today, is it? We're actually going over volcanoes that are erupting around the globe. And let me tell you one thing. We've got more volcanoes erupting than I remember seeing. Now, I don't know what the numbers are going to look like, but we have a lot of volcanoes that have just like Etna erupting full today. Kilauea erupting full eruption today. I've got video of all these eruptions up here. And we'll start off with a simple quiz. How many volcanoes are in minor or major eruption per volcanodiscovery.denmark? With that said, I will kind of count out loud and kind of count to myself. And I might even name some numbers to get us some stopping points. But I'm going to start counting, and y'all give us a guess. We were over 70 volcanoes. I think the greatest ever has been 77, maybe 78 or 9. All right, I don't like that count. Hold on. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought so. Glad I redid it. 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 38 going up here, man. That's crazy. 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 9, 10, 50. 1, 2, 52. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. I think that's a right on count. 78. Darlene Harris, you're a genius. Tiffany, damn close. Look, George got beat all y'all up there. George already counted him. He's like, what's taking James so long? Guys, I've been I got some bad food, man. It's been a bad day. You know, I'm going to keep only eating at the 4 restaurants I trust. Every time I do something and go crazy with my friends or whatever and end up at some sports bar, I'll be sick for days, man. Really pissing me off. So, that's Correctarundo. Correctarundo. All right, let's continue. All right, this is, well, the Canadian government. They don't share their activity, volcanic or otherwise. These are earthquakes with anyone else. They say that we've had one earthquake today up here in this salt mine, and that's really all I see. The last earthquake's always circled in purple, and that is the salt mine right there. I don't see anything over here in the Cascadia subduction zone. This all was fixed up, and somehow in the middle, the first time this has ever happened to me, Windows came in and updated my program. Didn't like that. It's funny, we're seeing a 4.2 here, but we sure didn't see it on the Canadian maps, did we? They're talking about Mount Spur erupting, not Mount Hayes. Yeah, we'll get there. This is Katmai volcano, but spur looks like it's erupting. Right now, we're just going to look at the biggest quakes of the day. We really have one down here, South Sandwich Island region, another here, right there in the Aegean Sea. And I did show y'all some video of that 5051 where it looked like magma was coming from under the ocean, forming a new island in the Aegean Sea right here. Got a lot going on. Put these all on here. And I think our friend, Lascar. Gosh, Lascar is not showing up. Of course, we can get it to show up. But we'll never find it, right? We'll never find it. There's just too many active volcanoes in that Peruvian-Chilean wedge. Let's see. Laguna. We're just not getting it, sir. Lascar. But of course, this is .Denmark, so your information is probably better than ours. Not probably, for sure it is. So, there's probably more than 78, 79 volcanoes popping off currently. We've got a lot of activity, magma movement here in Central America. They said that the volcano south of Mexico City went off today for the first time in 20 years, ferociously. It's Papacelli. Let's see what I've got here. There's Etna, there's Spur, Kilauea, and that should be Papacelli. Can y'all believe this is Mexico City here, right down here, the valley. This is the southern part of the valley. Papacelli, I told y'all, I've seen spaceships fly into this thing. All of a sudden today, it just erupted. Mexico City is at the bottom of the hill here. One of the very largest cities in the world. By far. By far. All right. Lots of magma movement in Central America. We got this 4-6 here. We talked about the 5-3 here. We have a little 4-1 off the coast of Portugal. But look at that. Look at this. Look at that swarm. As the tanks surround Jerusalem, look at this. And it's weird. Everyone wants to point to a volcano that really is not associated with this. There was a volcano that was lit up right here, and that would have been the perfect volcano. That 5.0 is one of the biggest earthquakes on the globe right now. And they're pointing really at this Santorini volcano, but there's a seamound right here. It seems to be where all of the magma is coming from. Now, all these islands were made from volcanic eruptions. That's all magma that's made its way to the surface of the sea and turned into an island. To me, it looks like there's another island forming here. I don't know if these are as much in play. I don't know why they took this one off right here under all of the magma movement here. Obviously, there's a lot of magma movement here. It's bright red. Bright red. All right, we're going to do this the quick way, guys. It's not going to be anything really important. 4.0 in Afghanistan. 4.3 Mongolia. I mean, we'll just turn them all on. It's not really popping off in Indonesia right now or the Philippines. Now, we have a lot of volcanoes awakening, but the magma and the earthquake activity is far, lower than I thought it might be. You can see even New Zealand's visible. Usually here we can't even see New Zealand. Is that White Island volcano, and then there's another White Island volcano, and there's Erebus right there, and they have all this blocked off, so we can't see what they're really doing down there. God only knows. We have a big quake here where the North American plate boundary hits the Pacific plate boundary, hits the Eurasia plate boundary, hits the Indonesia. And that is exactly where Fukushima Inlet, which is right there where the big 9.6 was. They'll say Fukushima. See, Fukushima per, that's the inlet there. We still have not grabbed the rods from that incredible catastrophe that's ongoing. Happened in 2011. It's ongoing right now. Nothing they can do about it except for build more nuclear plants. It doesn't make any sense to me. These are all volcanic ridges and ranges. Y'all can see them. They all go into Japan, and they're building nuclear facilities quickly as they can. I thought the Japanese people were the smartest people out there, but I guess I was wrong. Maybe they're the cheapest people out there. It takes $5 billion is all. Sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot compared to what you get out of a nuclear facility. Every bump you see here, it's probably 1,000, is another volcano. This is coming from the Russian peninsula down here all the way to Kilauea, which is in full eruption currently. Full eruption currently. And you're right, Tiff. There's a lot of underwater volcanoes that they're not showing us right now. That was proved to us by the video I showed last night. Magma and fire coming out of the water, right? Imagine all of the deadly carbon monoxide, all the methane, all the deadly gases that are coming to the surface to screw our atmosphere more than it already is. Got a bunch of volcanoes on the Russian peninsula here. We've got a Great Sitkin here, and look at here. Look what we've got. Spur. They say that Spur is about to blow. They give it a 50-50 chance to blow tomorrow. I mean, talk about it. And then Mount Hayes, I'll show you where that is. Well, the aliens are, according to, everybody, I guess. New Zealand's covered up, but not by much. Not by much. Tofu and Tonga, they're rocking and rolling as well, but not as bad as we've seen it. Not as bad as we've seen it. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything too important here, guys. I really don't see anything too important. Look at that. Just happened. A 3-1 Alberta. That just happened. Got 2.1 kilometers of depth. What is that? It's kind of surface event. This looks like it's on the wedge there of the Juan de Fuca, North American Pacific Plate. I wonder what caused all these lines. You know what they tell us caused all these lines? They tell us all these lines were caused by them dragging an anchor to see the depth of these waters. I personally don't believe that bullshit, but that is the official story. You can see all the lines here. They didn't know what to say once we could see the lines. You can see the lines going everywhere. I would more likely guess maybe an old superhighway system. I don't know really what's going on, but they said it was from dragging the anchor so that they'd know the depth in the different areas. I'm thinking, how much anchor line do you have? All right, let's see if we can get this a little bigger. How's everyone doing tonight? God bless you guys. I'm not 100%. You don't hear my pep, I know. You don't hear my pep. what we're gonna do is we're gonna see a lot of wild shit going on. That's the big one over there near Fukushima. I want to move up here, and then we're gonna have Mount Spur and Mount Hayes right here, and I will show you all those actually erupting. We have another one erupting here. We have two volcanoes erupting. Hayes, I'm pretty sure, will awaken as Spur does. They usually, work together, if you will. That is your Green River. That is blasting being allowed. Isn't that blasting? No, it's a quake. Very small quake. Always in the northwestern part of Yellowstone. Yellowstone is this caldera right here. This is Snake River caldera here. These are the Cascades. It's going to be Rainier. What is the name of this one, guys? There's a volcano under there. That's Olympic, and Miss Teresa told us the name of that. She would remember. Here we have St. Helens, Adams, Mount Hood right here. And then we have a lot of action here while the Juan de Fuca plate's being pushed under the North American plate, i.e. the Cascadia subduction zone. Cascadia subduction zone. All right, we'll have a little guessing game. This is right now the world's biggest geothermal plant. They have 19 wells drilled into Cobb Mountain right here. This is... can I not even remember it? It's called the Clear Lake Volcanic Range. Wraps around Clear Lake. This is the city of Clear Lake. And this is Cobb Mountain here, where they have the 19 wells drilled in, and they use the steam to turn turbines. It's like having 19 dams on the Colorado River. Does anyone want to take a crazy guess on how many earthquakes happened in the last 24 hours in Red's last hour? And I will show y'all because we probably have some new people. It's owned by Calpine right now. It's called Geysers Geothermal Plant. Again, owned by Calpine currently. Actually started in 1929 or 26. Something crazy. And take a look at some pictures of it. Imagine working there and knowing you're going to get hit by 15 to 88 earthquakes every day. There's 19 of these stacks now. This is old footage. And each one of them is a separate well drilled into the volcano. And what it does is they harness the steam, and they do it just like a 10-speed bike. How about guys? It's just a plant. I'll show you the old. See if we can even find a picture of one of the old turbines. I don't know what they're made out of now. They used to be made out of brass. They have a museum there on site. And there is a hotel, and there are hot springs on Mount Cobb. So if anyone tells y'all there aren't, there are. Alright. These pictures are becoming very well bought up. It's amazing how they don't want y'all to see this geothermal plant. It used to be the number 2. Look, here's when it only had 4 wells Has 19 right now. I was hoping on showing you guys how they combine the steam and create energy, but they're not being very sweet on me. How about guys do a turbine? Take the museum out. Well, we're not going to waste your time. Not going to waste your time. Obviously, these pictures are being bought up for some reason by every entity. There's a turbine right there, but I want to show you a real one, not a fake one, not a drawing of one, right? Anyway, they harness the steam. There's a turbine right there. Harness the steam, and we're going to give up on showing you all a turbine. It's like a 10-speed bike or a jet engine. It condenses the steam down with the blades going one way, and then the blades go the other way, and it pushes the steam out. Ridiculous. It used to be so easy to find pictures here. Now they're unavailable. Why don't they want y'all to know what's going on with geysers? I don't know. All right, take a quick guess. All right, quick guess. Guys, what do y'all think? If you worked at geysers today, how many earthquakes did you have to deal with? I'm just going to guess 44. Hopefully y'all follow, and someone maybe already guessed. And yes, all of these volcanoes are connected. That's right, they are connected, 100%. 42, 44, 65. I'll give you all a few more seconds and we'll figure it out right here. Again, this is the Clear Lake Volcanic Range. This is the city of Clear Lake, Mount Cobb, the Clear Lake volcanoes surround the caldera, which is the lake, and there was 50. Who took the golden medal? Did I steal it? I think I might have stole it. All right. Y'all tell me. Makes no real big deal to me. All right. So here is the Sierra Nevada. That's, Lake Tahoe. It's also really the Walker Lane fault line. I don't know why they don't tell you all this, but it's the biggest fault line in America. Like, I know for sure that's Walker Lake right there. And this is the Long Valley Caldera on the back of Mammoth Mountain ski sections right here. Huge caldera, poisonous gases. Look, Walker Lake, all I gotta do is Walker Lake. It's because that's the Walker Lane fault line. And they expect the Sierra Nevada to be your new West Coast when the valley floods here. And I would guess it would flood in the next few years based on what we've been seeing. Now I want to bring y'all over here real quick. 1.5 kilometers above sea level. So this one doesn't really didn't pop off above the mountain there, but it was close. It's up there in the caldera. What y'all see right here is called Wawa Springs. It's the biggest shield volcano on Earth. I believe the biggest shield volcano in the solar system. These are all fracking earthquakes. And I wanted to say there was several New Madrid quakes, but I don't see them popping up. Those are fracking. So it's a little bit quieter than I thought it was. Definitely a little bit quieter than I thought it was. Right. Let's see if I can get these for TIFF. I don't know, they won't load for me, TIFF. I know what some of them will and some of them won't. I might have to erase the cache on this. Well, definitely not loading. My apologies. Alright, this is what we're dealing with tonight. We had a tornado on the ground just a few minutes ago. Look at all this. These are all cold weather advisories, winter snow, winter. Wow, Tiff, you're really up in it. I didn't think you were in winter weather advisory, extreme cold warning. This is where we had a tornado on the ground here in Alabama, just south of Montgomery, Alabama, a few moments ago. It's like it is lifted off. But this is all another front here, moving this way. It's going to get cold this week, guys. I'm going to escape most of it for once, but I can see by this map that about 2/3 of the nation is going to be freezing. Freezing. I wonder why that happened. Right. Well, there was that tornado on the ground right there. No, there's Montgomery. It was headed towards Montgomery. Tornado was on the ground. That has picked up. Look how bad the water is here. Remember, I've got a beach house right there in that peninsula right there. Two, really. And I don't know why the waves are so radical. So radical. And this is the front pushing through, bringing, I guess, a lot of snow and cold weather to everyone. Well, north of me, I know. How's y'all's weather out there, guys? You can see we have another one coming on shore here from San Fran. Another one coming on shore. Now, this is today's warning, and they nailed it. We'll look at tornadoes today. Oh, sorry. Look at tornadoes today and see if they nailed any of them. Alabama. There you go. Those are your two tornadoes. I tracked that one that was on the ground, and it was probably the same supercell that moved from there to there. It's quite a distance, but probably the same supercell. You know how these things work. So we had two tornadoes, and because they're heavy orange, that means there's physical damage to the buildings. If they were red, that means there would be a death or an injury of some sort. This is University of Michigan, and they're always late, always a day late and $1 short. Everyone knows that's the new Madrid right there, right? See it? That's it. That's what it looks like. All right, so today, tornado warning. Tomorrow, really nothing, but look at how strong this front is coming into Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah. And look at the mountains up in California, guys, and then heavy rain, flash flooding possible all the way down the border, all the way through LA and San Diego. It's going to be a crazy situation here. All right. What we have here, we've got Etna. It's going to be, Etna's, obviously, if y'all don't know, it's on Sicily. And Etna has been erupting on and off for a long time. It's been very active. And it started erupting again today. They have an eruption advisory. And we did see that on the map, and we did count it. Here we have, look, Mount Spur and Mount Hayes. Now, you know, I'm so freaked out about Mount Hayes because of, well, Pat Price, the remote viewer that was killed after he told his superiors in the military that Mount Hayes was being used for human experimentation with the Marines involved. And you can type that in. Now, they do change this stuff all the time, but this is a real story. They poked him at the airport with something 3 days later in Las Vegas, remote viewer, mysterious demise. He knew they had poked him at the airport. He died 72 hours later. And that's all because he did his job, although he wasn't told to remote view Mount Hayes. He did bring this to his superiors and show them that he believed that there were aliens in Mount Hayes working with U.S. troops, experimenting on both aliens and humans. That's a true story. Now, Spur and Hayes have both erupted 3 times in the last 29 years. 6 eruptions between the two of them, and I think they're about to erupt again here before we make it into the 30th year. You have to check that out and see if that happens. All right. All right, so this is Kilauea, and it is erupting. We could watch this, but you know what? Lava is sweeping 330 feet into the sky, and it's a big eruption just all of a sudden out of Kilauea. But this is happening right now today. A lot of volcanoes awakening. Then we have, I believe this is the Philippines. Yep, it's the Philippines. And so everything that's been in minor eruptions and major eruption, everything that was awakening is now in minor eruption. We have just a ton going on volcanic-wise. And we'll look real quick at the planets, but the planets are not the key here like they usually are. We've got Earth way over here. We do have the moon directly behind us, so we have that lineup, but Mercury's not a huge planet on the other side. We have a geomagnetic connection. You can see through pink to Mars, again, inner solar system, and all the gas giants really are strung all around the solar system here. That's why y'all can see everything. That's your parade of planets: Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn. It's not that they're really lined up. It's that when you go outside at night, you can see them all lined up. It's not a real lineup. All right. And that's Mexico City right there, man, at the bottom of that mountain. Mexico City. This is Etna today, guys. February 9th. So it's going to be a couple days ago. It's really giving them heck. New fissures have opened. So that's a crazy situation right there. Again, in Sicily. And they have several volcanoes erupting in Sicily. Remember, this is just to the west of where I believe these volcanoes in the Aegean Sea are currently awakening. I don't believe it. I can see them doing it. And I believe that we might be real close to an end of time type of event here. Everything is coming to pass. We have Egypt sending tanks to the Gaza border. We have Turkey surrounding Israel. We have Saudi Arabia mad at Israel. We've got, everything's going bad. And right as everything goes bad, we're also seeing all this activity from these volcanoes that haven't erupted in thousands of years. So this could be it. Could be it. Or then again, it could be another 100 or 200 years from now. Right? So guys, we're going to have Amy call in early tonight. And hopefully she's got something good for us to read tonight. I apologize about I'm not feeling great. I apologize about that. gonna get some sleep tonight and see. Woke up with what I thought was the flu 2 days ago. Oh no, what they've given me. So, what is today? Wednesday. I probably didn't catch it at the Super Bowl party. Probably caught it before that. Miss Amy, are you still around? If you want to read something, you can let us know. I will grab my phone here. It's gonna be my daughter turning in assignments like 10 seconds. James Kopman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
Amy, of course.
Hey, Miss Amy, how are you?
I'm alright. I'm sorry that you're not feeling good.
Oh, you know what? I can't feel good every single day of my life. I've been having a real good run here. But today I feel, well, let's just say I'm going to stick to the 5 restaurants I eat at and just stay with them from now on. That's it. I'm not going to break my rule. Because every time I do, the same thing happens. I must have a sensitive stomach or they must have shitty food, one of the two.
Well, every time, like, I went to this, I don't remember what kind of restaurant it was. It was a chicken restaurant. Churches, I think it was. And, I mean, I was sick. And I called them in just because it turned out I was right. I mean, they had all kinds of things wrong with that restaurant.
Right? Call them into the, what do you call those people? The food ward, not the food wardens, but the health
inspector.
I'd like to do that for this restaurant because I was worried about it. And the people I knew that were there said, we're not going to eat here. We wouldn't eat here after I'd already eaten. I said, what do you mean? What are you telling me that for now? What are you telling me that for now?
You should tell me before I started eating.
And ordered and stuff. If we're going to drink, tell me. We're only drinking, right? So I had some...
I got Psalm 7 for you tonight.
Alright.
It just opened to that. I wasn't really shown anything other than just open up. There it is.
Well, you know what? That's being shown at some level, isn't it?
You know, I wanted to mention, you were talking about stuff, like, so when I lived in North Carolina, you know, Helene happened out there, and I have my own ideas about why they didn't help them that fast. So, like, I had friends that were in, like, the military over there, and so, like, in the winter, they would always shut down the Blue Ridge Mountain Trail, you know, like the parkway, the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Sure.
So that up in the mountains of North Carolina, they'd shut the Blue Ridge Parkway down in the winter, and they'd say it was because of the weather. But really, it was so that they could service missiles that were in that mountain range.
Okay.
They could get in there and service them. So when it flooded like that, you know how they said that all that help was stopped?
Right.
I think that help was stopped because they had to get all their government people in there to make sure that none of the missiles or anything else had, like, washed out or,
right. You know. And that could be another reason we had all those drones in the sky, too. Radiation.
Yeah.
They said that it looked like we had sniffer planes, etc. in that area.
Well, over in Tennessee, there was a town that was completely underwater, and it was a nuclear power plant, and it made the stuff that goes in the missiles, and it was completely underwater.
That's scary. That's a lot of...
So that was another thing. I was like, the radiation was definitely in that town in Tennessee.
Exactly. 23 Angel Fi. The best taco place. I've never eaten there again. I got home, opened my bag up, and a big roach crawled out of my bag with my shrimp tacos. So I really watch what I eat. I eat at like the top 5 places, and that's it. That is it. Just to have consistency.
Yeah.
All right, Psalm 7. Shikayan of David. Okay.
O Lord, my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. Lest he tear my soul like a lion, rendering it to pieces while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is mine enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul and take it. Yea, let him tread down my life upon this earth and lay my honor down in the depths. Salah. Arise, O Lord, and thine angel. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that come thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sakes, therefore, return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me. O let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword, and he hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travailed with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. This mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Lord according to this righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. So, that's just saying, don't be mean, it's coming back to you. This is karma.
I hear that. And you know what? This sounds more like the Old Testament than the New Testament, where God used to really have a wrath. You know what I mean?
Oh, he still has a wrath. he never lost it. It says God's the same today as he was yesterday.
Exactly. They just they wrote the New Testament a little bit more friendlier than they wrote the truth, or more of the truth. Well, is there anything anyone wants to say, or you want to say about this passage?
It's kind of cut and dry. It's just like, don't do anything and pray. I guess you need to pray for your enemies because they got some stuff coming to them. That's what it's saying in here.
You know what? It's hard for me to pray for my enemies, and I don't have a lot of enemies unless they're these government people that are actually ruining everyone's financial and physical lives right now.
Well, maybe you need to pray for your YouTube manager.
Well, I'll pray that she's fired. How's that?
Maybe this was meant for her tonight. What do you think?
She'll never recover.
We had a tornado here the other day.
Oh, did y'all? I didn't catch it.
It was a little small when it ripped off the roof of a building. About a mile from where I was at.
Wow.
Copter Road yesterday.
No, we can probably see that on my deal, but I got you. I didn't see it rated, but University of Michigan's not the best source.
Well, I mean, it was really small. I mean, it just did like a touchdown, and it didn't do a whole lot, but I mean, it happened yesterday. It was like about 4:30 in the afternoon yesterday, and off Copter Road in Pensacola, we had a couple roofs get torn up. Yep.
All right. So
we got hot weather. It's blustery. It's like 70, 74.
Are you near Pensacola or on I call it the panhandle of Florida?
Yeah, we're panhandle.
Yeah.
Pensacola, yeah.
Yeah, so you know where like 40A is, and Seaside, and Watercolor, and, well, Panama City, of course. Yeah, very, very beautiful area.
It is.
Yeah.
How come we're not hearing anything about the drones anymore?
They're still up there. I showed you all that last night, that they were still up there, and they're still being reported. You know what? I don't like the way.
It's weird. Everybody, when Biden was in office, everybody was talking about it. Now that Trump's in office, it's like it went quiet.
I was about to say, I don't like the way things are really going. I did, just 2 days, my whole opinion can change, right? I just don't like the way things are going right now. I'm not saying Trump's a bad guy or anything. I'm just saying that, well, tomorrow he's having a press conference, and he's promised to name names and entities. I'm guessing the Clinton Global Initiative will be in there, of money that he's seen squandered. They got 85 million, or was it million or billion? I mean, I don't even know anymore. Isn't that funny?
You know that paper trail you showed yesterday about how it all went back to the same thing? Where did you find that info?
It was somewhere on X. Someone else put it together, but it was legitimate. They're going to show you all that tomorrow. And if I don't cover the press conference live, if he does it at 8 a.m. or something, I'll still cover the entire press conference and put it up for you guys. Again, because Trump's going to get up there. Elon's starting to have enough of this shit, okay? His boys can do the work, but everyone yells at him like he's done something wrong, when all he's doing is uncovering fraud and abuse of the system.
Those little kids are hackers, man. They can get into anything and find anything, and I guess they didn't think that they could.
And you know what else? They're using his AI on X to do all the books. So when they want to follow something, it's a lot easier for them than an accountant. An accountant doesn't know how to use AI. You're 10 times an accountant once you know how to use AI, because you can say, hey, I see an entry here on line 44. Can you take me forward into where, it divests? And AI will go into the system and it will figure out all that for you. That's how they're doing this so quickly.
I thought they had really smart 1925 hacker geniuses in there.
Well, they have people.
And then he said the best software engineer at Tesla. He had him in there.
Well, they have people that know AI prompts, and knowing AI prompts is 99% of the battle. That's how to ask AI a question is really all that means. So they've got some people in there that have been messing with AI for years, and they're using the AI to go through those books. And the last thing the Democrats, or probably the Republicans too, wants is for them to go through those books, especially with this, with some intelligent system that will show them all the back doors and all the trash.
I bet every lobbyist in the government is shaking in the roots. You know what I mean?
Well, tomorrow he's gonna he said name entity names and personal names. If y'all didn't hear, we won tonight. Finally, something. The judge that tried to stop all. Now I just turned in a judge. The judge I just turned in is the one that tried to stop the NIH funding. And then I showed y'all, remember, his wife got $10 million a year from NIH funding. What's his wife doing in D.C. messing with Ethiopian kids? And why is that judge getting involved? That's a huge, huge problem. Conflict of interest galore. Now, tomorrow, so we won one today. The judge out of Rhode Island that said that he can't buy employees out if they want to be bought out. If they want to be bought out, he was going to pay them 8 months' salary, and then they could take 12 months of unemployment. And we had 70,000, 80,000 of those people raise their hands. And the deadline was the 6th, but this stupid judge got involved. Now, and everyone thinks that he changed his mind because he's like trying to be fair. He changed his mind. If you go look at his X page, because everyone in America called him every name from here till Friday and threatened his family and, I mean, terrible things. But you know what? He shouldn't have gotten involved anyway. His final statement was, I don't think that the unions that made this lawsuit are affected enough by these people that want to quit. Both parties want to take the agreement. So about 5:30 tonight, that judge took his injunction off, and all those people will now be bought out. Although we're going to have to extend the February 6th, and we're going to have to now pay them a little bit further than September 30th, which was when we were going to pay them to. So that's going to have to be changed tomorrow, but he pulled his shit. If we could get a few other ones. And you know what? It's because people like me made his name and his address. Not me. There's so many other people like me, you know, hundreds, thousands. They all made sure that everyone knew who was doing what and how to get in touch with him. And you know what? When you got 100,000 messages saying, go screw yourself, we're coming after you, you change your mind real quick. Right? And
you don't mess with people's paychecks.
And you know what else? We have now all of a sudden the DOJ and the Senate and the House trying to impeach judges that have lifelong appointments. Do you think they want to lose their lifelong appointment? Plus pension? 130% pension with a 10% yearly cost of living raise? Hell no. I just shut my mouth and said, well, I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind. I'll keep my $450,000 a year, and I'm not going to stand up right here when I'm 55 years old. They only have to be in government for 20 years for full pension, 23 years for 130% pension. So these judges are 50 and 60 years old. They probably are right on the border of, of being able to run, go, play, right?
Yeah, go play.
So what the Democrats are doing now is what we call shopping judges. They're shopping judges all around the country. That's why some of them come from Rhode Island. A lot of them come from my state I hate the most, Massachusetts. They're shopping and looking for judges that will make unruly rulings, because a judge is only supposed to deal with one fact. He's not supposed to come in and put an injunction on something the president does.
Now, all the people that are overseas that do absentee ballots, there was all of them poured into Rhode Island. And I just thought that was weird that Rhode Island had all those overseas ballots pour in. It's such a small state.
Let me say this. Both Michigan and Rhode Island both said that they would take anyone's overseas ballot. So they actually advertised that, even if you didn't live there, for the election. Now, let me say this. I thought it would all be military. It would all be Trump. Turns out only 10% of the overseas ballots are military ballots. Only 10%. Which is, to me, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, so where were they from?
These could be people that are from here that moved over to work there. These could be people in the State Department. These could be people in the, I don't know,
Do expats get the vote?
Not if you've given up your citizenship, like the ones that live in Mexico that I know, they can't vote.
So, like, let's just say, like, I wanted to move to Phuket and live off my Social Security and still draw on my Social Security.
Where's Phuket?
It's like over in Thailand.
Well, Kathmandu?
Yeah. But would I get to vote if I moved, like, almost permanently to, like, retire over there? But
definitely. As long as you're... And
I was an expat?
As long as you're... Well, you can't give up you can't denounce your citizenship, and you have to have your Social Security coming into an American bank that's also represented over there. And a lot of people don't realize that. That's the trick to the whole game. I mean, a lot of people get paid my parents make over $7,000 in Social Security. They're $77 a month. And here, I mean, that's not a great living, but like you said, in Kathmandu, you're like a trillionaire, right?
Right, that's what I want to do.
Right, so you need probably 2 people, even for $3,000 a month. You can live in Portugal, a lot of Thailand. But remember, if you spit on the street in Thailand, they'll put you in jail for 10 years, okay? So you got to know where you're going and do a lot of research. But yes, I've got so many friends that are even doing their YouTube channels elsewhere. That's what I was saying yesterday. I'm thinking about bailing. I'm not going to keep paying taxes for this shit, okay? But I do have to have an American bank, and I do have to have a way to get that money from that American bank. That means I need at least a P.O. box, okay? Unless I have like parents, family, something like that, a house, you know. You can use that, of course. So you need at least a P.O. box, and then you need, you don't necessarily need a bank that's both here in the U.S. and there, because I don't know if one of them really exists, but you need a bank that transfers money in 24 hours. And you know, I use a lot of unions a lot too. Because they're just not for profit. They're for the union members, supposedly. But yes, I'm actually, if this keeps going the way it's going, before Trump's term is over, I'll be out of here. And if my child was a little bit older, she's 14, if she was 17, I'd probably already be gone.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at places like you're looking at, places where $3,000 or $4,000, you live like a king in a high rise with a gym, security, the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
And those places exist, trust me. I've done a lot of work on them. All right, guys, I'm going to get some sleep, see if I can fix this food poisoning. I guess I got it. Miss Amy, thank you for reading for us tonight.
You're welcome.
God bless each and every one of you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
God bless everybody. Good night.
I apologize for my short live tonight.
No, you'll be all right. We'll pray for you.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Just gotta get it through, if you will. Isn't that terrible? But yes, that's the best place to ever go is Portugal, but they won't take any more American citizens. For $3,000 a month, you could have lived over there like a king until about this year, when they quit taking American citizens unless they invested $500,000. And that's a rule that a lot of countries have, but the ones that me and you are talking about, they don't have that rule.
Yeah.
They just want you to go over there and spend your money. That's right. Well, God bless you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you, Miss Amy, for your wonderful reading.
You're welcome.
We'll be back tomorrow, guys. James just needs a little rest every once in a while. Thank you.
Anything can happen.
In Bizarro World.
There you go. Good night.
Lots of love.
Bye.